The Fat Controller was investing in a new type of coal. The engines found it filthy and uncomfortable, and grumbled endlessly. However, nobody grumbled as much as James. He could grumble for Europe. "How could people marvel at my red paint when I'm all dirty?" he complained. Then there was trouble. There was a small house beside the line, and James steamed right past it. The Fat Controller had words for James when he pulled into the station. "I've received a complaint that you have dirtied somebody's house," he said. "But say, it's because of this coal. It's been causing problems for everyone." "I shall place an order for a load of regular coal, but until then you'll just have to put up with it." He turned and walked sternly away. Stafford had overheard the conversation. "You should ask the Fat Controller to give you an electric motor," he suggested. "Then you'll never have to worry about coal again." Stafford was only teasing, but James grew crosser still and snorted back to the shed. Stafford went off too to take a goods train. Meanwhile, James was sulking in the shed when his driver came to see him. "Guess what?" he said. "We've been chosen to get more coal from the mainland." "I'm not going," replied James. "Why ever not?" "I'm not moving another inch under this wretched coal. Get Edward or Whiff to do it, they never complain." "Rubbish! We're going and that's that." But there was nothing he could do to make James start. But it's more than just engines that run on coal. With no coal to burn, the Sodor power station began to grind to a halt. Stafford pulled into the next station. He was hoping for a rest and a charge in the siding, but his driver got wind of the news. Stafford was horrified. "How will I be able to take my train?" he cried. "We'll just have to make the most of the fuel we've got," said his driver. And with that, Stafford departed glumly from the station. He only accelerated when he absolutely needed to. Stafford was nearing the end of the line, when suddenly, to his horror, he found out that he was slowing down. He came to a rest just outside the last station. Stafford was distraught. "Now what are we going to do?" he asked. "I have a plan," replied the driver, and he ran along the sleepers as quickly as he could. Meanwhile, James's driver and fireman were still trying to get him to start. "It's no good," said his driver. "I shall have to telephone the Fat Controller." James gulped. But the Fat Controller told the driver he couldn't see James. "He's been getting umpteen complaints about a power cut." Why would they complain to him about a power cut? Because one of his engines was supposed to supply the power station with their fuel. Then it dawned on James. He forgot to make a fuss and steamed out of the shed. He saw a man at the platform. It was Stafford's driver. "Please," he said, "help us. We're stranded just a few miles ahead." Stafford was lonely and miserable. He had never been happier to hear the sound of "Don't worry, Stafford, I'm rescuing you," and the cavalcade puffed home. After that, James went to get some fresh coal from the mainland. The Fat Controller was pleased with James for rescuing Stafford, but he was not pleased that James's stubbornness had caused Stafford to stall in the first place, so James was relegated to shunting duties for a week. Stafford came to see him. "Sorry about what happened to you, Stafford." "That's all right, James. Sorry for teasing you. I learnt the hard way that electric engines do need to worry about coal after all."